Welcome back to the Juice. Tonight's topic is going to be about abuse.
Yes. Or rather, abusive relationships, because it happens every day. So please pay attention to this. And yeah, it's definitely a serious topic. So tonight's topic is abusive relationships. We all know that they go on all the time. I think I read somewhere, and I think I read it up on the internet that every 2 minutes a woman or a man is abused. And don't get it twisted, men get abused as well as women do. It goes on every single day. Number one, abuse is never right at all.
Mm-hmm.
Being in an abusive relationship has nothing to do with him loving you or her loving you. It's a control factor. I can speak about that because I've been through it. Like I said, me and Randy was together for years. Randy had a hitting problem. I did the black eyes, I did the fractured ribs, the busted lips, the swollen jaws.
Wait. She did it to you?
Yes.
I didn't. Ooh.
I've been through it all, and I
didn't know that.
I thought at the time that was love. Because for me, when I'm in a relationship with somebody, I'm very loyal. It doesn't matter what we go through. We're going to work through this. But she had a hitting problem, and it was because of her past. Most people who abuse their partners, it's not really like they just started doing it. They've seen it. For Randy, her mother was abused, and she saw that. Her and her brother grew up watching that. When you're watching your mother be punched all in her face by a nigga, you're going to, in turn, growing up as a male or as a female, you're going to think that's right. And you're going to look at it like, oh, well, this is how it's supposed to be when I'm in a relationship. Because,
so weird.
Like after a while, like I didn't hit her back. Mm-hmm. After a while, like I would take it. Like and the crazy part about people who abuse you is that they'll take you to the hospital and the number one thing doctors ask you, like, do you feel safe at home? Me thinking that was love. This is my wife. I don't want to see her in trouble. I'd be like, I made up crazy shit. Like, I used to be like, when she fractured my ribs one time, I was like, I got jumped.
Mm-hmm.
I got jumped. Like, my friends was like, you got jumped? I was like, yeah, girl. 3 girls jumped me. And I made up a whole story because I didn't want anybody to look at her wrong. But when we separated and we finally sat down and talked, she had to admit, well, not had to because it was whether she wanted to or not, but she admitted that she had a problem. Mm-hmm. Like, oh yeah, this is a big problem. This is a very big problem. Like, I have a problem with my hands and I have a problem with my temper, and that's what it is. But it's not good being on the receiving end of getting that abuse. Okay? Going to work, I used to have to cover shit up, and it's not like you hide it. People know when you're getting abused, and they're just looking. So, or they'll judge, why you still with that person. When you're in an abusive relationship and you love somebody, the first thing you do is you adapt. You learn to live with that. So, if I had black eyes, I would wear sunglasses, or I would do a whole bunch of makeup just to cover it up. Or if somebody asks a question, I'd be like, okay, I fell. And I'd be like, oh, okay. But before we got separated, our last fight, she hit me, and I whooped that ass. Yes, I did. Because by that time, I was tired. Mm-hmm. I was tired.
You came to your breaking point.
Right. I'm doing everything for you. I'm working. I'm taking care of you. You don't have to do none of this, but you're still hitting me for what reason? So that last time, she was the one going out in the ambulance and going to the hospital.
So the reason why you stayed in a relationship because it was the love factor. Mm-hmm. Okay, I get it.
There's a love factor. And then when we separated and me and her finally spoke. She was like, I have this problem because, I grew up seeing my mother this way. I see her getting abused this way. And I thought, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how you control your mate, by hands. And I'm like, when you're in a relationship, there shouldn't be a control factor. You guys both love each other. It's nothing about me controlling you unless we're talking about what's going on behind closed doors. Then that's okay. That's all sexiness if it's behind closed doors. But when you're just when it's outside of, your bedroom, there should not be a controlling factor. So, I was like, yeah, I stayed because I thought it was love. And I was like, okay, this is my baby. She does this because she loves me. No. When I woke up and we separated, and, of course, everybody knows I wasn't with her when she passed away, but I still took care of her. I still made sure she had what she needed. And I told her, I said, that wasn't love. That was, you had problems, and that's something you need to work on. It doesn't only go on in our world. It goes on in the heterosexual world, too. A lot in their world, You have a bad day at work, you want to go home and beat your girl. That's not cool. That's not cool. And, for the ladies, that's not love. I'll say it again. It's not love, okay? For the people who didn't know, 2 years ago, a woman divorced her husband because she was getting abused. And she stayed because she thought it was love. You know what he did? Because he, quote-unquote, loved her. He went and threw gasoline on her at her work, where she worked at, and lit her on fire. She has third-degree burns for the rest of her life.
I don't even know how people. I don't know.
That's abuse can get to a level like that, or it gets to a higher level where they'll be like, you think you gonna leave me? I'll kill you. I had Randy tell me that. You think you gonna leave me? I'll take you the fuck out of this world. Me being a naive woman and believing that was love, I was like, oh my God, she loves me, and that's so cute. Nah, bitch, that's not cute. That's not cute because
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not cute. Like
I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny.
Because me, I'm never ashamed of the shit that I went through in my life. I'm never ashamed of it. I'm a woman, and I know certain things.
Like, oh,
I really thought it was cute. Like, that's cute. But then when I went through my counseling for being an abused woman, and I really focused in on what she was saying. Men, women, like, they will kill you. Like, when they say they'll take you out, they're going to take you out. One man shot his girl in the parking lot of a police station because she went to go get a restraining order against him. Her son was in the back seat. He went and shot her 7 times in a police parking lot. She's in a place where she's trying to get help and protection. And he killed her in that parking. And it was all over the news. I was just like...
that is crazy.
And the number one thing her mom spoke about on the news was, I told her that was not love. I told her he was going to do this. She believed it was love. And ultimately, it was too late. He took her life. Now, their son has to grow up knowing that his mother is dead. And his father is in jail for doing it.
And another thing, something I want to point on, it's a lot of people that's in abusive. Keep saying it wrong. that's in a bad relationship. A lot of times it do have to do with the factor in love, but sometimes it has to do with because I'm saying this because I actually know some people. It has to do with the financial thing. Like they're taking up they taking this abuse because they're not together financially, and it's like, well, one person I know, they was able to get out of that because they got a place and they moved and stuff like that finally. But it's just some people, not saying all people that's in abusive relationships, some people know it's not right, but it's just the whole thing would do with money, because money, that's like a whole other story, but money can be a lot of stuff, especially if that person is taking care of you, paying the bills and taking care of everything.
I think it's, when you talk about that factor, I think that's sad. I think it's really sad. I have family members, I won't, put their names out, but I have family members who, you could buy me a pair of Jimmy Choo shoes, you could do what you want. If a person knows that financially they can hold you hostage because they're taking care of you and you're not independent, yeah, they're going to come home and fuck you up. Yeah, bitch, where you going to go? Where you going? I'm paying your bills. I'm paying for your shoes, your clothes. I'm putting food in the house. I'm working. And you're not doing anything. So the fact that you're not doing anything, you're my property. You're not my wife. You're not my husband. You're my pet. And if I say sit, you're going to fucking sit because I got the money. You know what I mean? So I stress to women all the time, be very independent. I'll stress to a gay man, be independent. In the heterosexual world, be fucking independent. Because if a person knows that they can buy you, that's your property. You're nothing to them. For me, being and coming from an abusive relationship, and my mother and my father was, in an abusive relationship. My mother was abused. My mother walked around with black eyes, swollen lips. My father broke her leg. He broke her arm.
Lord.
She had to get her jaw wired. It went there. We knew what it was. Like, it went there. So I've seen it. I've seen the results of it. It's not cool. It's not fun. And people be like, "Oh, you just too independent." No, ma'am. If I'm in a relationship, I don't mind, but I'm going to let you know from the door, you can't fucking buy me. You can't buy me. I will stand on the fucking corner and beg for pennies every single fucking day if I need to have the shit that I need, and so my son can have what he needs. You can't buy me. Mm-hmm. Let me take you out to dinner. Not sweetheart, I can take my own self out to dinner. It's not about being too independent or thinking, well, nobody can't do nothing. No, of course, I'm going to get to a point in time where I might need my partner to do something for me or to help me with a bill. But she's also going to know that if I'm working and I got it, I'm going to do for myself before I come to her. If I need to come to her, then I will. If you don't stress independence and being independent, then a person is going to do what they want to you. Mm-hmm. That's how it is. Just like people don't believe that in a marriage, and I'm going to go to the heterosexual world for a minute. They get raped and abused in their own marriage. That's serious. That's very, very serious. And why? Because they're home. They're home taking care of the kids, and the husband comes home and had a bad day at work, so now he wants to come home and fuck his wife up and rape her and then move on. Nah, you can't do stuff. But if you allow a man or a woman to hit you, and you don't say nothing about it, then that's initially it's going to be on you. You have to learn to get out of that. Abuse is never right.
And there's also another type of abuse, mentally, because when this is something else you don't know about, but I just know my sister dad, he was like, the things he would say to us, it would just be like to the point. It would break you down because words can really get to you and it can stick with you. So like anyway, mentally, that's like a whole different situation. Like when I was growing up, it was like this has to be done a certain way. Before I go to school, the room has to be clean. It was just too demanding. Thanks to my mom, we got out of that. But it was just too demanding. Like it's just one of those situations that you have to it's like you really had to been living there to see how he act. Like I'm talking about if he comes in, if you don't see lines on the floor from a vacuum, he's going off. Mm-hmm. Like everything has to be like top, So that's why my mom. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. That's why my mom had to move and leave and get out of that situation because she wanted to provide a safe environment for her kids, but. We're good now. It's been the best because my mom moved into her own place and everything is good and we don't go through all that.
It's kudos definitely to your mother. Like, much respect to her because a lot of women don't know how to get out of that or they don't push to get out of that. I know how it feels. Trust me. Mm-hmm. The most times me and Randy would fight was when if I got paid and Randy wanted to go shopping and a bill had to get paid, I prioritize things. I think your bills come first before shopping. That would be a fight. What? I can't get what? I can't get a fucking pair of Jordans? Bitch, what? Oh, it'll be an all-out fight and until I was tired. I'd be like, you know what? Here you go. Like, when people be like, I come home and hand my check over, I know how it feels. I used to come home and hand over a $1,200 check. Mm. She go shopping, she ball out. Only thing I say is that she made sure that I made sure that our son had, if she went to the mall shop, the baby came back with bags, but so did she. But at the end of the day, I was depressed. I wasn't happy, and then when we would get into it, I'd be like, okay, the bitches that you fucking, are you hitting them? Are you doing what they do? Or what you do to me, to them? No, why would I? Okay. So, that's my heart. I love her to death because before she passed, she apologized and recognized that certain things she needed help with. But Some people don't recognize that, and women are getting abused when we're home. We they'll tell us. People will say, you're stupid because if somebody asks you if you're getting abused, you don't want to tell. Number one, you are ashamed because you're getting abused, so you feel some type of way about that. You're like, oh my God, why is this happening? Because I know me, I used to be like, why is this happening? Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I know I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a wife, but this is still going on. So, of course, when you're thinking like that, you're ashamed. You don't want your friends to know that it's going on. You don't want anybody to know that it's going on, so you close in and you isolate yourself. I would isolate myself for a long time. And the crazy part about abuse is that they'll fuck you up, and then they'll, come here, baby, let me help you. That shit used to throw me. Bitch, do you see how my eye is? Now you want to come and now you want to patch my eye.
Wait, that's not funny. What you said? You said, do you see how my eye is?
Like, really, like, come here, babe. Let me put some ice on your eye. You did it. Or they want to cry and you be like, I know I'll never do it again. They're going to do it again. Trust and believe. I heard it over and over and over and over again. They're going to do it again. They have a problem. They cannot stop themselves.
I have something really random to say. Since we're on this topic, we never talk about the media. We just never do because we're all about topics and positivity. But since we're on this topic, recently, a couple weeks ago, Rihanna did a little interview, and she was really giving
everything.
She gave everything, but she gave everything in that interview. I loved her for that. But that right there, I love that because it was really showing like. I never been in that type of situation, but me watching it from the the outsider looking in, it was just showing me like, oh, you was more worried about his safety, and it just all makes sense.
That's how it always is for women like myself, and that's getting abused or have been abused. We're always focused on the abuser. No, my wife's not like that. Even though like some of my friends knew the shit that was going on, if they came out their mouth wrong, I would go the fuck off. Bitch, I'll fuck you up. Don't talk about her like that. And they're like, what? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But that's how it is. Like, we focus our attention so much on protecting them when we have to focus on protecting ourselves. So it's like, if you're getting abused out there, no, number one, it's not right. They're going to do it again. It's going to happen again. And it's up to you to move. In the heterosexual world, if he say he's going to kill you if you try to leave him, bitch, please recognize that he is so serious. Don't be like, oh my God, let me tell you what my man's are telling me, honey. No, bitch. He's serious about it. If a stud tells you she gonna kill you if you leave her, she's serious. Because femmes are abusive. You have abusive femmes out there. And so if a femme tell you she's going to kill you, or you might not wake up the next day if you try to leave her, I think you want to wait till that bitch is asleep and pack your bags and be gone. Because they're serious about that shit. All it does is it just takes for that one little thing for you to do for everything to go down.
And the way how my mom did it, he didn't know nothing. Like, he didn't know anything. Like, things from the house was disappearing slowly because she got her place the month prior to it. But when he was at work, when I say we was out. And then he came home thinking, no, he didn't come home yet. He called my mom. He usually call her before he comes home, and she's like, I moved out. Like, that's what happened. And I'm not gonna lie, it took me a long time to forgive him, but after I did, I just felt more better with myself, not forgiving what he did, but just for, you know what I mean?
The same way for your mother. You're, as an abusive woman, you have to forgive yourself first. You have to forgive yourself, and you have to forgive them. So if you're getting abused out there, forgive yourself and forgive them, because as long as you hold that negative feeling inside of you, you're not going to feel better. Yep. Forgive them, and then just make a point in your life to never be in that situation again. I wish a motherfucker would hit me now. Bitch, I'm like Medea. Some hot grits and some hot oil is going to be on that fucking stove, and you might not wake up the next morning if you think you're going to hit me.
I just want to point on something real quick since we're talking about I'm trying to point on every little subject. And then you have some females abusing the men in a relationship. Yes. And I can't remember what it was, but it was something I was watching on TV. It was like a hidden camera, and she was just going off, slapping the mess out of him. She's like, "What the fuck you saying?" I'm just like, "What in the world?" Like, he was just steady taking it. Like, come on, stop, come on, like it was. it wasn't funny, but you know me, I laugh over everything. So it was just like, I'm like, he is really taking those hits, and she was a big, stocky girl, and she was going in.
No, you can't underestimate. You can't underestimate.
Like, wow.
As well as a man can be an abuser, a female can be an abuser as well. Don't take, because she wearing heels and she pretty and makeup and all that. Don't take that. She still can want to fuck you up. And it's men out there that literally take it. And for them, it's just not right. It doesn't matter what relationship you're in. It's never right to be hit. It's always, if you're mad, go for a walk, or go write in your journal, or let's sit down and talk, or let's go to counseling. Don't sit there and let a person put their hands on you. Your body is not a fucking punching bag. I had to realize that my body was not a punching bag. My body suffered. I suffered major injuries to my body as a result of being in an abusive relationship. So, you know, you can't, you got to, little dog walking out here, you got to do that. You got to get out there. And of course, you know, at the end of the show, it's going to be numbers up, because there is numbers to help you guys. You know, if you're being abused, there's numbers out there. There's shelters out there for women with kids that are being abused. Get out of it, especially if you have kids. So let me hit on this point, because I'm serious about this. I have a kid. That abuse can turn from you to your children. So please wake up and recognize that shit. It's a dangerous. It's really dangerous. Just get the fuck out of it.
Watch the movie Enough.
Oh,
if you haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, my camera guy. Enough. Yes, that bitch got enough of it.
I seen that movie.
She got enough of it. But it happens in the real world. Like you said, the movie Enough, a woman, and I was mad that they gave her life, but I was proud of her. A man used to come home and beat her every single day. She had pictures. Like, her lawyers is appealing the case, and I think she's going to get out. She had pictures, text messages. Everybody knew he was fucking her up. One night, she got tired of it. She tied him to the bed and stabbed him 140 times. The jury was like, she could have stopped that too. No, bitch, I would have went for 300. You know why? Because she got tired. She got tired. And when she testified, and it was bitch, I was in here crying because it was emotional. She said, I cooked, I cleaned. I felt her. 3 o'clock in the morning when Randy wanted to come in after getting high and all that shit, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm up cooking dinner. At 3, even though dinner was already done, no, I don't want that. I want this. You up at 3 o'clock in the morning cooking because you don't want to get hit. So we do all these things, but when you get to your breaking point, it's serious. And she got to her breaking point. She said, I fucked him one night. I fucked him good. I tied him up when he fell asleep, and I stabbed him. And she got on the bed, and they brought the bed in the courthouse, and she demonstrated how she stabbed him. Was it right to take his life? Not at all. It's never right to take somebody's life. We're not God. But do people provoke you to take their lives? Yes, they do.
They do.
Yes, they do. My godmother, which I call my mother, that's who raised me. My godmother killed her husband. She did 6 months in North Dakota. He broke my godbrother's leg. My godbrother was 3 months when he broke his leg. That's what I mean by the abuse can turn from you to your kids. So, my godmother, being the woman that she is, and I love her for being the woman that she is, she fucked him good and poisoned him. Little arsenic poisoning in his drink. Ladies, don't listen to me. Don't do this. But she did that. She put some arsenic poison in his drink.
You're having so many people.
Tied him to the bed. No, my godmother went the fuck hard. Like, he broke her son's leg, and her son was only 3 months. Okay? That's serious.
That is serious.
That ain't no joke. That's serious shit. So, in turn, he was face down. She tied him up, and when he woke up, arsenic poisons you, but you still can feel everything. You just can't move. So what she did was she carved her name in his back and poured hot grits in it, and sat down and smoked a cigarette and waited till his life left. So, to the abusers, once again, that's what can happen to you if you don't learn to keep your hands to yourself. So, she did go to jail. She went to jail for 6 months because she had proof. She had a lot of proof. She had pictures. She had hospital reports. She had a lot. So she did 6 months and came home.
Very random. Just real quick. You know how some people say like the person abused them and stuff, but they don't have no evidence. Some people, I just want to say this. Some people think the person is lying. Trust me, they're not going to make up a story and be like, oh, they hit me. That's nothing to be playing around with, especially if they're emotional and you're questioning that and you're like, well, I didn't see you go to to the courthouse and I see this, I see pictures. You don't need to see that, because if a person is telling you and they're reaching out to you and they need help them out. They're reaching out to you for a reason, so never question
Number
it.
one, believe them. Speaking from a person who's been abused before, we aren't going to tell you shit. And we're going to hide everything. You won't know unless we come out and just tell you this. And when you tell an abused woman that she's lying, she's going to close up. She's going to isolate herself. And if she's your friend, your sister, your aunt, your mother, when stuff does get out of control, it might be too late. You might be going to visit her in the morgue instead of visiting her in her house. So if she's getting abused, believe her. If your brother's coming home saying he's getting fucked up by his wife or his boyfriend, believe him, because it's going down, and you need to be the person to help them out. So, like I said, at the end of the show, there will be numbers up to help. You're getting abused, call. I'm even going to put numbers up there for the abusers. You need fucking help. Because you want to put your hands on somebody. Exactly. You need help. So I'm going to make sure there's a number up there that you can call to get help. Because you have to wake up and realize that you have a problem. Because most abusers are in denial and don't think they have a problem. But they do. So I'm going to put a number up there for you. And I'm just going to say, if you continue to hit a woman, she might blow your head off. Or carve her name in your back. Or poison you. I'm going to let you know. Oh, I went to nursing school. I know every poison there is. I know poison that will leave out your body in 3 hours. So your autopsy won't show shit. Think you're gonna fucking hit me, you're gonna lose your life. I'm just telling you that because I just don't play.
This one thing I just want to say real quick to you. I'm glad you was able to bounce back from that and be a positive role model for everybody out there. So yeah, and this dog keep biting my shoe. Sorry, dog.
The reason why I bounce back from it is because when we think we have it bad, somebody has it worse. So I could have been getting abused at home, but a woman could have just lost her life to abuse. Mm-hmm. So you become thankful that you didn't lose your life to something like that, but you try to speak out. I'm open about my past because my past can help somebody that's going to do something. So the negative people out there that be like, she always talks about her life and this and this, I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. I'm going to continue to talk about my life because my life in turn can help somebody with their life. Exactly. So you want to be negative, I say it again, I don't give a fuck. Then this conversation is not for you. Go sit and watch a Bow Wow video or something. Because over this way, we talking about real shit that's trying to help people in the community, whether you're gay or straight. Mm-hmm. That's all I have to say. That was deep.
That was deep. And so, we're going to end it off. Again, my Twitter name is Keem Smiles with a Z on Twitter. Keem Smiles. Oh, I said it wrong. Keem Smiles with a Z on Twitter with 21 and Keem Smiles on Facebook. Some people was actually hit me up off topic. Some people actually hit me up from the She Pride video, asked me about what I'm doing each Friday to make money. Just hit me up. Hit me up, Keem Smiles, and I can tell you what I'm doing to make money each Friday. But it's definitely a good company I'm with, so check that out.
Yes, and I'm Humble Soul 26 on Twitter. If you are getting abused, please leave me your number. Email me, Tiffany_Brooks72 @Yahoo. If you are a victim of abuse, hit me up. You need help? Call me. 2 o'clock in the morning. I can't put my number out on here because I might have stalkers or something, or people that's trying to come after me for helping people.
Come after me for helping people.
Just email me and I'll be sure to get back to you. And we appreciate everybody that follows us. We're new to this, but make sure you follow our show at Show the Juice. And spread the word. Spread the word about all our videos. We have fun videos where we just talk about crazy stuff, but then I founded this show to go for serious topics that people are scared to talk about, and people are scared to voice their opinions about. But I'm gonna do it because I just don't care.
That's right.
About the negative opinion. It's whatever. So I appreciate you watching, and be sure to watch us every Tuesday, 9 p.m.
Easter time.
YouTube.